Hi, it's the M.L.M for the Soul channel, and I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I would just like to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem, and some people I thank who have inspired me, and hopefully they can inspire you as well. And I will have links below this video to their sites. You can check them out there. Rabbi Shalom Arush, Rabbi Lezer Brody, Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Rabbi Alona Nava, Rabbi Yuval Ovadia, Rav Daniel Asore, Nissan Baruch Black, David Sachs, Rabbi Michael Skobac, Jews for Judaism, and Yaron Reuven, and Rav David Asher. So there's a lot to choose from. And then if you've never checked out my site before, I will have a link below this video as well to the first video that explains what M.L.M means. It actually stands for something, and what I'm doing on this site. So today is the continuation of Perek Shira. And this is actually part 4. So this is the book I'm referring to. It's a beautiful book with lovely pictures. And it's the Artscroll series, the Schottenstein edition. And I will have a link below this video as well to their site so you can check out all that Artscroll offers. So today is on to the chapter 3, which is Perek Shlishi, which is Shir Hat Someach, which is the Song of Plant Life. So here's the cover page for that. It's quite beautiful. There's a pomegranate here. There's palm trees. I think there's grapes here. It's really pretty. So I will show the pictures again. So first one is Ilanot Shebasade Omrim. The trees of the field say, Az Yiranenu Atzei Hayar Milifnei Hashem Kiva Lishpot Et Haaretz. This is from Divrei Hayamim. Then all the trees of the forest will sing out with joy before Hashem, for He will have come to judge the earth. So here's a picture of the trees, if you can see that. The trees, nice and colorful. So when there has been disarray, a judge must restore order and replace chaos with justice. When the world is in turmoil and justice is perverted, even the trees of the wild suffer, for the earth's resources are abused and depleted. When the rule of the ultimate judge is acknowledged, meaning Hashem, and accepted, even the trees will express their joy by waving their branches ecstatically, because the health of nature will be restored. And of course, when will that all be actually restored? Here b'yameinu, in the coming of Mashiach. So it's interesting that they say that everything suffers, even the trees, when there's perversion and turmoil and immodesty. And you could see that from the time of the flood, when it was the Mabul, during Noah's time, what happened, that everything got corrupted. So the next one is Geffen Omeret. The vine says, Ko Amar Hashem, Kasher Yimsa Hatirosh Ba'eshkol V'amar Al Tashchitehu Kivracha Bo. This is from Yeshaya. Thus says Hashem, when the wine is found in a cluster, and someone says, do not destroy it, because there is a blessing in it, so will I do for my servants, not to destroy everything. And here's a beautiful picture of the grapes in the cluster here. Now, as you know, at the time of the Meraglim, the spies, the grapes were so big, they actually were sizes of watermelons, each individual grape. So if you eat one grape, you're full, basically. It's not like they are today, and that will also change when Mashiach comes. Amen. So the vine itself has no value. Its importance is the fruit of the cluster, the wine that gladdens Hashem and man. Because of the wine, the cluster is spared, and because of the cluster, the vine is spared. So it works both ways. So too, though few people realize it, Hashem preserves the world because of its righteous people, who serve Hashem and whose performance of His commandments and study of His Torah are a source of merit for multitudes who do not know He exists. So the fact that Torah is being learned around the clock. If it wasn't, the world wouldn't be existing. It exists because of those people. So the next one, Te'ena Omer, the fig tree says, Notzer Te'ena Yochal Pirya, which is from Mishlei. The protector of a fig tree will eat its fruit. And here's a beautiful picture of figs, if you could see that. So a fig tree must be guarded carefully and observed closely, because its delicate fruits ripen over a long period of time and are vulnerable to infestation, unless they are picked without delay. So too, Torah study. He who neglects it loses it. He who cherishes it enjoys it. The sages applied this verse to Yoshua, who became Moshe's successor because he honored his teacher, soaked up his every word, and prepared the benches in the study hall so that others would come to learn. So he was always there to do the preparations before, after. So that's why he had the merit, because he was always doing things for Torah. So even if you're, let's say, a person who doesn't know much Torah, and maybe you go, but if you're there and prepare things, prepare the seats in the shul, or help clean up after, that's a big merit. So don't discount that. The next one, Rimon Omer, the pomegranate says. The pomegranate, I'm sorry, I didn't, wrong part. Kithela harimon rakatech miba'ad l'tzamatech, from Shir Shir. As many as the pomegranate seeds are the merits of your unworthiest within your modest veil. So here's the picture. Sorry, I showed you that in the other page, but there's the picture of the beautiful pomegranates. So the pomegranate sings that one dare not underestimate even the apparently lowliest people. The fruit's hundreds of hidden tasty seeds symbolize the 613 commandments, because there's 613 seeds. Like the veil hiding the person behind it, one never knows the abundant merits of people who are seemingly ordinary or worse. As the sages put it, even the comparatively few merits of the lowliest among you are numerous as the pomegranate seeds. So imagine that. They say, I'll repeat that again, even the comparatively few merits of the lowliest among you are numerous as the pomegranate seed. That's pretty amazing. History is replete with unexpected courage and self-sacrifice from the least likely people. So people that you don't even know. You don't necessarily know what they're doing, and they may be doing so much, but they're doing it in a hidden way, so you're just not aware of it. Okay, next one. Tamar Omer, the date palm says, Tzadik katamar yifrach ke'erez bavanon yisked. It's actually a song, which I'm not going to sing, but there is a song. That's from Tehillim. A righteous man will flourish like a date palm, like a cedar in the Lebanon, he will grow tall. So here's a picture of some date palms. And if you've ever had some fresh dates on the side, fresh dates from the trees, they're amazing. There's one that I've gotten at a health food store called the Bari dates, Bahri. They're actually fresh on their little vine, and they have to get soft. They're actually hard, and then when you eat them, they're like caramel candy. So it's pretty amazing. What a gift from Hashem, right? Nature's candy. So the date palm is straight and tall. It produces tasty and nutritious fruit, like I just mentioned. It is free of knots. So too are righteous people. They are spiritually upright and unblemished. They share their knowledge with others and inspire them to better themselves. And just as the palm tree includes the cedar in its praise, which it does because it says the cedar of Lebanon, so the righteous are generous in lauding others. So they don't just keep things for themselves or expect to be praised. They want to praise others. Next one, Tapuach Omer, the apple tree says, Katapuach ba'atzeh haya'ar kendo di bein habanim b'tzilo chimadati v'yashavti ufiryo matok l'chiki. This is also from Shira. Like an apple tree among the trees of the forest, so is my beloved among the sons. In its shade I glided and sat, and its fruit is sweet to my palate. So here's some apples on the tree, and there's so many different types of apples that you could eat. But I'm sure, again, when Mashiach comes, speaking on JUDAISM, things are going to be even beyond what we're experiencing, like Gan Eden, meaning flavors and the taste, and you can't. I hope we all merit that will happen. So when the patriarch Yaakov came to receive the blessing of his father Yitzchak, the scent of a blessed, quote, field came into the room with him. It was the scent of an apple orchard, the sages teach, the scent of the Garden of Eden, before Adam and Chava sinned. A scent is not only a reflection of the person from which it emanates, it deposits its fragrance on his neighbors as well. So when you have a fragrance on you, like lahavdil, people use these horrible perfumes. I just want to quote from Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi of DivineInformation.com. He always would say, oh, did you put the whole, like he wouldn't say to them, but like women put the whole duty-free on them, meaning duty-free that you get to the airport, the duty-free, all the perfume. So kind of funny, clever. So it deposits fragrance on the neighbors. That is why we eat an apple on Rosh Hashanah, to inspire others not only to personal growth, but to have a positive influence on others. So that, you want to create that influence, but not with perfume. Do it with Torah better. Next one, Shibolet Chitim Omer, the sheaf of wheat says, Shir Hamalot Mimamakim Particha Hashem. This is also from Tehillim. A song of the ascents from the depths I have called to Hashem. So here's a picture of some sheaves. Sorry, I'm getting a little glare here. If you could see that picture on this side, over here. So how often does it happen that a person feels he has hit bottom, that there's no hope, that his most objective analysis shows that his prospects are nil? After being inundated with tales of woe, a great Hasidic master had no words of hope or comfort, but he cried out, Jews, do not despair. There is always hope because we have Hashem who is of mercy. This is the message of the wheat sheaf. Its future is brightest when it is smashed and dismembered, because that is when its kernels are gathered from the chaff and are milled to make a flour that will nourish man. So you think that doing that harms it, but that's what makes it into something that you could eat and something that provides the nourishment. Next one, the Shibolet Seorim Omer, the sheaf of barley says, Tefillah ani chi ya'atof, l'fnei Hashem yishpoch sicho. This is also from Tehillim. A prayer of the afflicted man when he swoons and pours forth his supplications before Hashem. So here's what the barley looks like. It looks a little different than the wheat. So barley is planted with its shell. There in the ground it disintegrates, and only then does a new stalk begin to grow. So too a destitute, starving man wraps himself in his towels and pours out his supplication to Hashem. Outwardly he is shriveled and forlorn, like barley that is animal feed, but within himself is the seed of a new growth. The faith that as long as he can pour out his heart to Hashem, he has more than hope. He has the strongest power in capital, Hashem, in the universe. That's a beautiful comparison, the barley and the person. Next one, Sha'ar Hashibalim Omrim. The other grain sheaves say, Love Shu Charim Hatson Va'amakim Ya'atu Var Yitro A'u Af Yashiru. This is also from Tehillim. The meadows don sheep and the valleys cloak themselves with fodder. They shout joyfully, they even sing. So here's just a picture of, I guess, some other sheaves. I don't know what they are exactly. Doesn't say. So this song is the climax of a psalm of encouragement and hope. Calamities may come and drought may parch man, beast, and field, but Hashem is always near. So you have to always remember that. Even with everything that's happening, He's always there. It is a psalm of springtime of the month of Nisan, when the frost is gone and the earth comes alive again, when the meadows teems with new flock, and the earth gives them food. Man, learn the lesson of nature. Spring follows winter, and prayer nourishes growth. Again, a beautiful way of putting it. The next one. Yirakot shebasada omrim. The vegetables of the field say, Tilamena ravei nachad gidudeha, berivivim timogegena, simcha tivarech. This is also from Tehillim. Water its ridges abundantly, settle its furrows, soften it with showers, may you bless its growth. And this is actually a beautiful picture, how they made it of. It's something called Napa cabbage. If you've never had it, it's a really nice cabbage. And what they did was they pulled away some of, I guess, the leaves, or maybe that's how it's coming apart, because some of the bad ones are. So if you could see that, try to get in the light. That's the Napa cabbage, and there's some leaves coming down. It looks like a beautiful flower. It's stunning. And it's very tasty, actually. It has a mild flavor. Vegetables grow rather quickly, and therefore Hashem's blessing is more easily recognized. The rain, the texture of the land, the showers that keep the growing plants from becoming parched. The blessed growth that prepares the vegetables for their greatest mission, to nourish man and beast. All of this makes man aware that Hashem created the earth to let him grow and be strong and healthy, and to use its blessing to serve his Creator. So that's why. And we make a blessing over the food because we're thanking Hashem for creating it for us to eat, nourish ourselves, and really nourish ourselves. I always say to be stronger and healthier, to serve Hashem better. So make the eating of your food into a spiritual purpose. So the last one for this Perek Shlishi was what it was. Chapter 3 is Dishaim Omrim. The grasses say, Yihi Chavod Hashem Le'olam Yismach Hashem B'ma'asav. Also from Tehillim. May the glory of Hashem endure forever. May Hashem rejoice in His works. And here they just show some grasses on the ground here. So at creation, the earth was bare and brown, and then on the third day, Hashem created the countless grasses and plants, the beautiful greenery that carpets the land. This diversity of plant life glorifies Hashem and makes Him glad that He made it. But the vegetation did not yet sprout. Don't forget, it was there. It was waiting. So what was it waiting for? It huddled beneath the surface, awaiting the advent of man who would pray for rain and thank Hashem when it came and coax the vegetation to life. In this, too, Hashem rejoices because He created the universe so that man would recognize and glorify Him. So that's the point. That's the purpose of life, is that He created it so we would recognize and glorify Him, because we can't actually, by us praying or doing everything for Hashem, we don't change Him. We're changing ourselves. So we're glorifying Him. We're praising Him. So that's what man was doing, because if the grasses would just come, what would man have any reason to pray? It's already there. So they're the ones that have to bring it about. So I just want to say in closing that I hope and pray all these messages, beautiful, from Rabbi Nosson Sherman, who does the translation and the insights, all these will really make us think and explore ways that we can get closer to Hashem, and that we can merit to live and see the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days and the rebuilding of the final everlasting Beis HaMikdash. Amen, and thank you for watching.